Hi friends, long time no see. I filmed this video a really long time ago and I'm just getting around to filming an intro. So if you guys want to see how to make my Beetlejuice cosplay costume, please keep on watching. Alright, starting off with the least intimidating thing I could think of in this cosplay was just the striped circle skirt. So I went ahead and grabbed some parchment paper to draw my pattern out on. I just followed a couple YouTube tutorials, so I'm going to link those in the description box below. But parchment paper was not what I should have used because it was not sticking with the tape. I should have probably used like wax paper, or I wish I had like poster board. But I did some mathematicals, which I'm really not good at, and I had my husband help me with this and created my circle skirt pattern and cut that out. Now it's time to cut our fabric, and let's just give ourselves a moment that I got this fabric at Joann's and I got the last of the bolt. So if I mess this up and I have no other fabric, I'm screwed. Also, RIP Joann's, and after about 45 minutes of trying to figure out if I should face the stripes a certain way, I went ahead and placed my pattern down and got to cutting this fabric. If your skirt doesn't look like it could double as a cursed party tablecloth, you're not trying hard enough. That's why I went with this iridescent stripes. Also, look at this master cutting skills right here. You can tell I am a pro. Now we sew it together and hopefully all of our measurements turned out correct and it fits. After sewing an elastic waistband in, here I am trying it for the first time, and I have successfully sewn my first article of clothing ever. The only thing I found wrong was the length was a little too long for my liking, but I made it longer so that we could shorten it. Moving on to the top, I encased my whole body in saran wrap and sprinkle duct tape, and we made a pattern. Of course, I followed YouTube tutorials for this too, because again, I'm not a professional here. This is my first ever full cosplay on myself. My cat's staring at me like I just said Beetlejuice 3 times, but instead of summoning a demon, I summoned a pile of badly cut pattern pieces, so here we are. Of course, now she has me feeling judged, so I went ahead and traced all of those sprinkled pattern pieces onto 5mm AVA foam with a Sharpie marker and then cut them out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I then take these outside and glued them all together on their registration marks with contact cement. Putting this pattern together like Beetlejuice's ex-wife, badly with scissors and an overwhelming sense of regret. After that was all put together, I took it out to my balcony and gave it a couple coats of black plasti dip. While that dried, I took the bottom half of my pattern, retaped it together, and cut out a striped piece for the bottom of my bodice. Since this is my first time sewing a whole outfit, pretty much, I wasn't comfortable sewing a whole bodice so close to the convention, so making a foam pattern and gluing the fabric to it was the easiest way for me. For the booby cups, I decided I wanted alternating black and white tulle to go more with that clown aspect, so I went ahead and glued a couple bundles back and forth on the booby cups. After that was done, I went ahead and took that patterned piece that we cut out of the fabric earlier and hot glued that on. Okay, I ended up buying this little hoop skirt thingy. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we're gonna try it. Oh, I should have loosened it first. So I might have to like tie it up, maybe? Okay, and then we got the top, right? Oh shit, look at me. Okay, well we gotta make sure this thing, maybe I'll like tack it, the horsehair to the thing. But I think this looks really fucking cool so far. Now I gotta figure out some other pieces, because I feel like I need arms. I feel like I need calf pieces. But my Velcro comes tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna put lights in it. I think I'm gonna put lights around the top here and around the bust all the way to the back. But those come tomorrow too. And mind you, tomorrow is Thursday, and technically we're going on Friday and Saturday. So I have to have this done by Saturday, but Friday I will not be home to do it. So I seriously just spent like 2 hours trying to figure out how to make this dang sleeve that I wanted, but I think I did it. So I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I want to put tulle underneath of it or not yet. It's not like a full bell sleeve, but like a little floof. A little floofy. What I did was put an elastic band at the top. Don't look at my seams, they're really bad. And then I sewed a tubature. I just kind of cut a rectangle and then fit it to my arm and then sewed and cut off the excess. So, and then I made like a little circle pattern, like my circle skirt, and I just sewed it on. So there. And now we have a sleeve. Maybe we'll put some tulle on the inside of the cuff. I feel like I'm gonna get really annoyed by that, but now we have to make a second one. So maybe I'll show you guys how to do the second one, or how I did the second one. I don't know, we'll see. I really did just wing this, so I went ahead and cut out a small circle skirt, pretty much. Measured my bicep and then cut out a tube of fabric, just a rectangular square. Then I went ahead and put the rectangular square onto my arm, measured that out and marked it with a Sharpie marker, and then sewed along that line. Once that was all sewed up, I tried it back on and then made sure I could move around and dance and move my elbow and that it wasn't too tight in any of the areas. And then I just cut off the extra fabric. I sewed on the circle skirt part of the fabric to the bottom of the sleeve that we just made and then attached elastic band at the top by my bicep, and I pretty much had a little arm cuff. We're T-minus 1 day until the convention now. I'm panicking. So we got a large coffee from the 7 Brew, and I've already cut out my leg pieces that are going to go around my calves. I just gotta finish off the bottoms and attach elastic to these. And then I want to make like a collar, like a clown collar, or like a maybe like, I kind of want to make a bow tie, but I also like don't know if I have time to do that. I still have to finish the Sandworm Lollipop that's in the other video. So currently she is still plasti dipped. I still have to paint this whole thing and attach the stick to it. So, and the tongue is outside drying now, and I gotta make all the teeth. So I'm slightly panicking right now because not only that, I have to meet our house guy at our property at 5 o'clock. So, and we're going to the convention tomorrow. I might do like a closet cosplay tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. I'm not really like going for something tomorrow. We just kind of want to fill it out, being our first convention ever, which I am completely vlogging that. So whenever this is up and when that's up, I will link that in the description box below. But I'm panicking. So I also need to add tulle on somewhere, and I don't know if I want to add it onto the bottom of these guys or onto my sleeves, but I feel like the sleeves are gonna piss me off if I put it on there. But I have the tulle on the top and the rest of it doesn't look cohesive, so I need to do something. And I feel like I need a tie because it's Beetlejuice versus like a bow tie for a clown. Anyway, we're gonna sew these up real quick so that way I don't have to worry about those anymore. Then we'll figure out the tulle and if I'm gonna sew that onto anything, and the bow tie. And then I get to paint the rest of the night. Oh, and I'm gonna do some wear and tear. I think I'm gonna take some paint to this guy and make it look more dirty like Beetlejuice, so that there's no mistaking that it is Beetlejuice, because that is my biggest fear, is that people will not understand that I'm Beetlejuice. That's a clown. So I was gonna make a different type of headpiece, but I don't feel like I have time, so maybe I'll make little tiny like bat-eared pieces. I don't know. I don't know. I think I have tulle everywhere. But I made these little wrist cuffs to go on my arm sleeves, so that way it matches the top. And then I also did it to the bottom of my pant legs. Now I am done right now for sewing, but we're almost done with the costume. So after I do the tie, I'm gonna go ahead and do the weathering on the outfit. And then if we get to, because I wanted to do the whole carousel headpiece, but I do not have time for that because I still have to finish my lollipop piece. So that's like a crucial part of my costume. And it is now 3:42 and I have to leave at 4 to meet somebody for the property at 5. And then I'll come back and probably just do a montage on the painting. I don't know. Not me having a crisis when I con crunched myself and I did all of this to myself. Taking green and black acrylic paint and a paper towel, I just went ahead and dabbed a bunch of random shapes and spots all over every striped piece of fabric that I had made. Honestly, this would have been quite peaceful and relaxing if it wasn't like 2 a.m. in the morning while I was finishing this. Then of course I needed to put lights in it because it reminded me of the lighted Beetlejuice sign I see every time it's Spirit Halloween that I never buy, but I really want every time. So I bought some fairy lights off of Amazon and then I'm just shoving those through the horsehair braid for some structure and cutting a little hole. And then we're gonna lay the 2 wires flat, put some hot glue on it, and it is secure. And I did that through every single fairy light around the skirt. The only things that I didn't get done with this cosplay were like a neck piece. I didn't do a tie or a ruffle, but I did have a striped bow from a old Halloween costume. So I just paired that with this costume and it worked really well. And I didn't get to do the headpiece that I wanted to do, but it's okay because we can still do that later. Otherwise, I'm really proud of myself and really proud of myself for actually finishing this on time. It was great and amazing. And here's the finished montage of the costume. Colossalcon Prime was such an experience and I'm so excited to go to my next convention and continue cosplaying. Venturing into this new world is so exciting and I'm so excited to create new projects for you guys. Of course, I do have a tutorial for the Sandworm Lollipop up on my channel. He's really, really cool and I'm so proud of him. And I only lost 1 tooth during the con, so he's very sturdy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see next from me. And if you like me, please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!